You're plugged into Schaumburg Speaks, a podcast highlighting and celebrating local businesses and community in the Schaumburg area.
Hello and welcome to Schaumburg Speaks, where we're plugging into the business and community, brought to you by the Schaumburg Business Association and Ian Ryan Interactive. I'm your host, Andrea Bewer, president of the Schaumburg Business Association, and today I'm beyond thrilled to share with our listeners why tourism is important to the city you live in. We are featuring an extraordinary friend to the SBA and longtime member, Heather Larson, who is the president and CEO of Meet Chicago Northwest, and she's going to be sharing her tourism insights and what Meet Chicago Northwest is doing to boost tourism for the towns they serve. That includes Schaumburg. So, hi, Heather.
Hi
Great
there.
to have you.
Thank you for having me.
So, Heather Larson is a seasoned hospitality leader with sales management experience at a number of upscale Chicago hotels, including the beautiful Allegra Hotel, White Owl Hotel, Drake Hotel, and the Fairmont Hotels. She joined the team at Meet Chicago Northwest, I remember when, in 2010 as a sales manager, and you quickly rose to director of sales, and in June 2021, when Dave retired, you were named president and CEO of the Bureau. So deserved. So Heather, I know you sit on the board of directors of the Schaumburg Business Association. Yes. So I get to work with you finally together here. And you're current chairman of the Hospitality Management Advisory Board at Harper College. And you're the past chairman of the board for the International Association of Exhibitions and Events Midwest Chapter. And you're a mayoral appointee, of the Economic Development Commission's for Arlington Heights, Rolling Meadows, and we serve together on the Schaumburg Business Development Commission. Mm-hmm. So in the past, you just done everything. And I know you've lived in Des Plaines with your husband for 25 years. Yeah. So my friend, I'm so excited to have you here as one of our first guests of Schaumburg Speaks.
Thank you again for having me. Excited to have the opportunity.
Well, again, I can't wait for you to educate everybody on all your insights. So let's dive right into this great topic, tourism, which I have a passion for, as I worked many years ago for the Chicago Convention and Tourism Bureau and helped the city, as you say, get heads in beds, which I know you're doing in Schaumburg and several communities. So for our listeners who may not know, what is Meet Chicago Northwest? Just explain everything.
Of course. So Meet Chicago Northwest is your convention and visitors bureau here in the Northwest suburbs. We represent 8 communities, and we're primarily a sales and marketing organization bringing visitors to the region, creating economic impact.
And you create many. So what are the 8 communities that you serve?
We serve in alphabetical order: Arlington Heights, Elk Grove Village, Itasca, Rolling Meadows, Roselle, Streamwood, Schaumburg, and Wooddale. And we work with the hotels, restaurants, and attractions in each of those communities. Everything the visitor might enjoy when they're coming to the community, really all the fun stuff.
All the fun stuff, which there's so much fun stuff. Yes. And I know especially right here in Schaumburg with everything going on. So what do you do to attract visitors?
Well, we have a 10-person team. This includes a 4-person proactive selling team that attends trade shows, industry events nationwide.
10 people. So are they all out of your office here? Or some based in other states?
Well, they're rarely sitting at their desk, but yes, they are based here in Schaumburg. Okay. The reason why you haven't met them is most of our sales and marketing effort is not local. It is in Milwaukee, it's in Minneapolis, it's in St. Louis and beyond, trying to attract those large meetings and events. Tourism for us is meetings and conventions as well as amateur sports. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Working with the Park District here in town, beautiful Olympic Park, and then of course filling the convention center, both with meetings as well as sports events. So we've got 4 sales managers who go to a multitude of trade shows. And then we also have a marketing team that buys ads, mostly business-to-business ads, with the exception of our social media and, of course, Restaurant Week. Most of our marketing is outside of this area right here.
So many listeners that are listening to this podcast today that live in Schaumburg, they're residents. They might not really understand why tourism is important, other than, does it create more traffic? Does it do this? Why is bringing people into the city of Schaumburg and to the other communities, why is that important for us?
Well, most people don't realize that the meeting and event industry is bigger than the auto industry. People don't know that. It's a major economic engine, and this is especially
bigger than the auto industry.
That is correct. Yep. And especially here in Schaumburg, where our whole economy is based on the visitor spending money, not only at Woodfield Mall, but at the 30 hotels here we have in Schaumburg. There's 64 hotels in the region that we represent. And the tax revenue that's generated just by the hotel room stays is an estimated $12 million last year.
It's a lot of
money. And that stays here. So that's just $12 million that we keep here. There's an additional about the same amount that goes down to Springfield. That pays for a lot of great services. We attract over 2 million overnight stays annually. And all those people, they're not just spending money at the hotel. They're going to the restaurants. They're going to Woodfield Mall. They're spending money at Topgolf. They're filling up their gas tanks. They're supporting a lot of businesses here and creating a lot of ancillary revenue.
And again, for the listeners that heard the mayor that was on just a couple weeks ago, and I know you and I serve on the Economic Development Commission, we're the second, next to the city of Chicago, highest tax retail taxes for the city, or not for the city, for the state come here, and that a lot is
absolutely
because of the efforts that you
having those visitors at the hotels. They want to get out and they want to see what there is to do, and definitely retail has always been a strong component of our attractions. It's our major attraction.
So you have the salespeople. What else do you all produce that brings people here? So we understand they're out there going to trade shows, but do you produce any advertising pieces? Do you guys do commercials? Like what else do you?
All of the above. We do mostly digital ads. Again, it's a lot of business to business in industry publications for the meetings and event industry, as well as those sports tournaments. We do produce an inspiration guide. And of course, we have a fantastic, robust website. ChicagoNorthwest.com has a ton to offer, not just for the resident, not just for the visitor, but also the resident.
Yeah, they can use that to find out, because in Schaumburg alone, there's so many restaurants. If it's not here, it's not anywhere.
Right. We've got about 300 restaurants here in Schaumburg, 700 overall.
Okay, so this is going to be easy to switch gears. Yeah. So I heard you mention about Restaurant Week and me being the newer president. Here, I get to actually work with you on this, or just we get to help promote it as well to our business members. Tell us all about it. When is it?
Absolutely. Love to. Restaurant Week is Friday, February 28th through March 9th, Sunday. So it encompasses 2 weekends. Last year, we had 95 restaurants participate. So we're hoping to get that many again this year. That was a record breaker last year. Last year was our 10th anniversary. So we're on 11 now. And the great thing about our Restaurant Week that differs from others is it's all different price points. So even counter service restaurants are participating with great deals that can be had.
And what kind of deals? Like, give us an example. You don't have to do specific to this year, but typically, does it give our listeners or the residents here opportunities to taste different things at discount?
Absolutely. I mean, traditionally, Restaurant Week is going to have a price fixed menu, 3-course kind of a thing. So our counter service restaurants will do a variation on that. Sure. And sometimes it's their specialty of the house, and sometimes it's something new that they want to try. The chefs enjoy getting creative, and it's a great way to get out of the rut of going to the same restaurant over and over again. Yes, try something new.
We know.
Yes.
So, and I know there's just so many new restaurants that have joined the Schaumburg Business Association recently, and we have such a ethnic diversity. So this really gives you the opportunity. You got to go.
Definitely.
Got to go, the last week in February through March.
Yeah.
So how can our listeners find out what restaurants are participating? Because I know you're still getting the involvement and all of that.
Well, as of today, we're still soliciting the restaurants. They will start to be uploaded onto our website, chicagonorthwest.com, in early February. And you'll be able to see the menu. You'll be able to see who's participating. Definitely check back often, right up until February 28th. We'll have new restaurants joining us all the time. And mark your calendars. Make sure you get out to more than one.
It is marked. It is absolutely marked. So what other events and promotions does the Convention Bureau, Meet Chicago Northwest, what else do you all do?
Well, I definitely bookmark our website. Use it as a resource. Okay. Again, as I stated, it's not just for the visitor. All of our restaurants are listed, all of our hotels, all of our attractions. So if you're in the mood for Italian and want to go someplace different, if you're in the mood for Central Asian and want to try something you haven't tried before, you can filter all the restaurants by cuisine type. You can filter by neighborhood. If you want to stay in a certain area close to your home or close to wherever you're going to be. All the different attractions. We've got kid-friendly listings. And then we have a calendar of event that's updated every single week. So we have all the different live music that happens in this area, the karaoke nights and
stuff
so
like that.
Absolutely.
They can find out what to do.
Yep.
What about if they have family coming in or a group or a wedding? Do you encourage them to go to the websites directly of the hotels, or could it be easier? I would imagine going through you all would be the way to go.
We'd love to have you come through us. All of our sales managers' names and emails are listed on the website.
Could you send it out for them? Let's say if they have a family reunion, you can.
Oh, yeah, we do that sort of thing all the time, proactively working. All of our restaurants and hotels are listed on our website, and you can filter by size of meeting space, depending on what you need. If you need private dining space in a restaurant, that is available on there, but we love to provide that concierge type service as well.
God, that's great. So I know you've been a partner of the Schaumburg Business Association since the inception. Before then, when you guys had different names, how has it been beneficial for us to work together? And you work with other chambers, I know, in the cities that you serve. How do you work together?
Absolutely. I mean, SBA and Meet Chicago Northwest have worked hand in hand since the beginning. Businesses continue to relocate to the Northwest suburbs because of all these great amenities that we have, the hospitality community. So together, along with our economic development teams at Village Hall, we've been able to grow the influence of this powerhouse of a region, promoting Schaumburg and the surrounding suburbs on a national stage. So I've enjoyed my membership, the people that I meet, just a great group of individuals.
Yeah, and I have to give you a shout out. I know, me being newer here, and PGA is coming to this area in 2026, and I know you connected that together with the business association. So all of us working together, it's just a wonderful partnership, and we're so appreciative of all the efforts that you do, and realize how important tourism and how important you and your team is to making this whole amazing economic engine work.
Thank you.
So, Heather, you serve on the Schaumburg Business Association board. You've served on it for several years, and actually you're ex officio because you're always a part of it by giving updates to what's going on. If a member or like a new business decides to join the chamber, as a board member, what is the best tip that you could give them when they join, and how to get involved?
I would say do it. I mean, and participate actively, and send your young professionals. We've got a great young professional group. What a great way for them to connect, learn best business practices, and maybe even make a few sales. So it's a great way to create community in a larger community, a larger municipality. So love to have you involved, anyone involved.
So it's good for these companies, not only from a professional development, but for a personal development to get their skills better and meet more people and network. So,
Absolutely.
So the best tip for them is get involved. Right?
Get involved, volunteer, attend the educational programs. Good Morning Schaumburg always has some great education. I learn a lot, and I've been doing this for a while, but I learn something every time.
Yeah. We all do. We all do. So if someone is looking to bring a group that happens to stumble upon this podcast and hear all the stuff about Schaumburg and the other communities that you represent, how can they contact you all? And I know you briefly mentioned this, but explain it one more time.
Absolutely. So ChicagoNorthwest.com is our website. Everything that you need for visitors coming into town. If you're looking to do something different this weekend, if you'd like to reach out to us with questions about, you want some ideas, we can help you with that. Our office is right over by the Embassy Suites and the Renaissance Schaumburg, and we're here to help. So please reach out through that website.
So Heather, before we leave today, in closing, really give us your best tip for the residents about tourism.
Right.
Give us the why.
Thank you. I'd be happy to. The thing to understand about the tourism industry is that not only does it create economic impact for the benefit of the resident, it also creates a higher quality of life for the resident. When our hospitality businesses are profitable because of the visitor dollars, those restaurants, retail shops, and attractions, they're also available for the resident to enjoy. And this is what makes the Northwest suburbs such a great place to live, work, and play.
I love it. It's so true. So thank you, Heather, for joining us today. Your passion on tourism and helping to make the Schaumburg community is incredible. And as you say, you are such an impact leader on making this a place to live, work, and travel to. So thank you again. And thank you to our listeners for tuning in to this episode to Schaumburg Speaks. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss a beat on the latest and greatest happenings in Schaumburg. We'll be back with more incredible stories, local businesses, and community updates. Until next time, Heather, keep supporting local, stay engaged, and let's keep building a fantastic Schaumburg business community together.